Hey everyone, I'm actually really excited to show everybody this experiment. I came across it when I was doing research in electrical engineering out of a textbook, and the concept is the wet cell battery. In the wet cell, you take an electrolyte solution, which in our case we're going to be using water and sodium hydroxide. The sodium hydroxide should dissolve in the water, and if we put two dissimilar metals inside of the water, something's going to happen. I think in our case, some aluminum oxide ions are going to be made, and some hydrogen is going to be made, and there's something that's going to happen to the copper side as well, and I'm not actually sure which side is the positive or negative lead, but we should be able to get some enough potentials and some currents to flow inside of our wet cell battery. The reason it's called a cell, and in this case a wet cell, is because we're using the electrolyte, but a cell is in a battery, and batteries, no matter what the voltage are made of cells, and these cells can only get up to about 2 volts. I'm not really sure if it's gotten higher than that, but you get about 1.52 volts per cell, and you have to link them up together to get a higher potential, and then you can use the leads to make an electrical current flow. And today we're just going to get a high enough potential out of we're going to use 4 cells to light up an LED, and I think that's a little more than we need, but we're just going to do it for the sake of thoroughness. These 4 cups are going to be our wet cells. I have some aluminum plates and copper tubings here that are connected through wires. I have them all linked up in series, and when we have them linked up in series, we'll actually increase the voltage value by connecting the positive and negative terminals together, and then we'll read the positive and negative terminals on our multimeter. And if we link them up in parallel with all the positive terminals together and all the negative terminals together, we would be increasing the current value, but we need to actually increase the voltage in order to get our LED to light up. I've also pre-filled the cups with water so that they're weighted down, and I checked them with the depth of these plates and tubings so that they're pretty well submerged in there and not going to be overflowing when I finally put the plates in and have corrosive material everywhere. Here's the sodium hydroxide. Little warning that you want to keep your hands dry while using this stuff, because this will become really corrosive when it comes in contact with moisture. And also the hydrogen that's being produced can really make you cough. Definitely this is corrosive. It's used as drain cleaner, and it does work. And it's an electrolyte, and it's going to work in our wet cell. So I tried studying chemistry in order to understand this stuff better, but it's tricky. The electrolyte, there's an electrolyte being dissolved in here, and it's going to start dissolving the aluminum, and there's going to be potentials building up on the copper and the aluminum as a result. So this actually has to mix up a little bit. Just going to go ahead and give them a stir, let it all dissolve in there. Let's not hesitate to drop these bad boys in here. Just want to make sure that these aren't touching each other when they're in there. I guess we would create a short or something maybe. So, just dropping those in. Getting them as submerged as possible. And wait for the show to begin. Put this in here. There we go. Got that, and then the last one here. Okay, we're getting volts. Connecting to the multimeter. There's a little spook there. It doesn't seem that I'm having very much dissolving of my aluminum. It could be because my plates are old, so maybe the potential will build here as we wait. And I think I am right. The potential is increasing. Oh yeah. Alright, I got an LED here. You just connect them up and bam. Some DC battery power through what cells. You can see the voltage drop. Pretty freaking cool. Wet cells. How about that? There you go. We got 2.92 volts. I think it will keep going up a little bit more slowly because I'm just starting to hear the boiling and dissolving. If you're ever interested in making some wet cells of your own and gauging some readings on a multimeter or something like that, all it takes is a little bit of electrolyte solution of any kind and 2 dissimilar metals for your electrodes, and they'll create your positive and negative voltages. The different types of electrolytes will actually control the reaction, and the dissimilar metals will vary in potential that you can achieve on how far away they are on a certain chart. I can't actually recite it offhand, but it does exist. It's pretty well studied, and there's also other different types of batteries like the alkaline battery, and they all operate on a very similar concept.